rigorous honesty. You know, I mean, I don't know how many comedians out there have had their dick sucked by a transvestite. You know,
More than will admit it.
well, right, but I have.
Well, does it count if you've only done stand-up like 2 times?
What's that?
Does it
Can
you count yourself as a comedian if you've
have
only
you
got...
had your dick sucked by a tranny?
Yeah.
He says, of course. I love it, man. I love it. Well, then you and I are.
I probably will this weekend.
You and I are in the same situation, man. And, you know, I'm just like, whatever, man. I've had an interesting life. I think people are genuinely interested in what I'm gonna say, and I've developed a fairly keen sense of what is versus what isn't entertaining.
Do you take your pants off anymore, or do you just it's just straight up jokes?
I do, man. I get fucking naked at the end of every show.
Oh, okay.
I do the double back, and then
double back?
Yeah.
A double backflip?
No.
I was gonna say
the
off the
double
flat
back.
ground. Holy shit, that's a fucking feat.
Yeah, no. Like,
Come on, Netflix.
no, it's like, okay, I do like a strip tease. I get down to my boxer shorts, and then I thrust my hips back and forth, you know, so my dick and my balls are flinging back and forth.
Yeah.
And then on the back swing, I jump up and clasp my thighs together, catching everything in a full mangina.
Oh, so it's
No
all at the back
hands.
of your ass.
No hands.
It's not hard to do.
It's I mean, it takes a little bit of skill and timing, but then once I've done this, and it's I do it pretty violently, thrusting back and forth, and
Yeah.
then on the backswing, I catch it all, and then once I have it, then I pull down my boxer shorts. So it's like
So
kind
then
of a,
they show the back.
well, sometimes I cough up the back burger. Yeah, dude.
Sometimes you just show the lamb the
Sometimes I
sounds
just
of the lambs.
Sounds, yeah, the mangina.
Okay.
I mean, it's funny, and like nobody sees it coming, and I don't know. It's just a funny little trick that I end the show with. And I have a good time.
One that you obviously ripped off of Rita Redner.
No, I don't know, man. I learned it from a circus clown
Uh-huh.
on a cruise ship in the middle of the Caribbean Ocean.
That's if you're gonna learn it, that's the spot to do it.
So you get like hecklers and stuff like that, because I feel like different people are gonna attract. You're gonna attract the every town's drunkest asshole.
Right, and I mean, when you say heckler, that I mean, it's I almost struggle to. They could mean so many things. You
Audience
know?
participant.
Right, when like I think that the image of a heckler that is conjured up is the witty person who challenges the comedian or insults the comedian and or criticizes the comedian very, very verbally, and I don't really encounter a lot of witty people who challenge me as much. I'd really just get more like just drunk assholes and mostly just being disruptive without giving any thought to what they're doing. But yeah, man, like the witty contributor, man, I'm down for it, dude. I'm not. That doesn't bother me.
What about the drunk heckler?
The drunk schmuck, fucking, you know, like there's a level of drunkenness where like there's no getting through to it, and even if they want to passionately, they cannot control themselves, and ultimately they gotta go.
Oh, okay.
You know, and I mean, there's just no way around it because like when they're fucking going on like that, they're really driving down the value of this experience that people really paid hard-earned money to see, and I take this shit serious, man. So I don't fucking play that.
Do people want to give you shots and all that bullshit?
They I mean, like by the time they I get done with my show, I think it's pretty clear that that's not a good idea for me.
Oh, because you touch on.
Yeah, for sure, man. I find all kinds of hilarity in what a goddamn mess I've been.
So you're full on vegan.
Nah,
Still?
I reintroduced
Ooh.
wild caught fish to my diet, so I am a
Bet you that fucking tasted good the first time, huh?
pescatarian. Yeah, I mean, it's great. You know, here's my reasoning behind that is that the vegan diet is so heavy on these fake meats, like the chicken,
Yeah.
you know, it's just processed soy and wheat.
Yeah.
And that's just fucking nonsense to put in your body. It's an absurd substance posing as food. And your body's trying to digest it. It's like, what the fuck is this? I don't even recognize it. And you're tired all the time because your body's working fucking overtime trying to break down this shit that it doesn't even know what it is. And I had enough of that. And I want to be more healthy and eat shit that my body recognizes as food.
On the road, you don't eat that, though, because you can't get it, right?
Well, on the road, I do pretty well, man. I mean, I stay. God, am I gonna say where I stay? I stay in a hotel that always has a kitchenette. It's a piece of shit hotel. Not a piece of shit. It's a cheap. It's a cost-effective hotel. I love it, man. And it's always got a full fridge, and a stove, and I got a travel buddy, and we tend to buy a lot of healthy food and just cook it in the room.
A travel buddy?
Travel buddy.
What's that?
He sells my merch for me after my shows.
Okay.
And you know, we're like sober buddies, and you know, we do our thing.
You got a girlfriend?
I do not, man.
Didn't you have some-
I'm working on that.
Didn't you have like a famous girlfriend for a while?
I had a high profile relationship.
She used to go out with George Clooney or something?
There was something like that, yeah.
Did she talk shit on George when you were going out with her?
She didn't, no.
Good. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Hate it when dime pieces talk shit on the guy that they were in love with. It's like, you liked him at some point.
Yeah, no,
Are you going to shit on me when we break up?
She didn't have anything bad to say about him. She's a sweetheart. She actually just got married in the last couple weeks. And
Is he rich?
He's an orthopedic surgeon.
Broke
So-
then.
Nah, he's doing all right. And,
On a volunteer basis.
yeah, no, but I mean, she was great. That was there were a couple of different stints. That was 2012, and you know, to be frank, even in sobriety, like, you know, I've not been good at relationships, man.
Right.
You know, and you know, I mean, I think you could probably relate with your career. That we're sort of attention-starved people, and we really want the attention, and there's no better attention than that of a naked woman, right? So we act out sexually, and that's sort of part of our makeup.
Are you in therapy?
Sure, yeah, big time. I got group therapy tonight, and man, what it is that, you know, I fucking wanted to slay a ton of meat socket, and that was what I was all about.
Or romantic?
Yeah. I mean, I am, because
Meat socket.
As Shakespeare once wrote.
right. I mean, I was never super into prostitutes, but I had experience with a handful of them.
Yeah.
And my experience was that when the business was done, I wanted to snuggle. You know, and they were like, I wanted them to spend the night, and then when I left the room to go film or whatever I was going to go do, I wanted them to stay in the room, and I wanted them to be still there when I came back, because I think that's the love addiction component. But yeah, like, I mean, just this whole lifestyle of just hooking up with random chicks all the time. It's like, where does that lead you? You know, I mean, fuck, I just turned 40, you know, and I don't want to, this is why one of my jokes I tell, which is maybe a little on the mean side, but I'm looking into my future, and I don't want to be 50 and lonely and angry and trying to hump everything that moves. I don't want to turn into Pauly Shore.
Is that what he does?
Yeah, he's created that.
I can't believe he can still.
That's
Who fucks him?
That's what I was gonna say. Kudos to him if he
he's
can
like,
pull it
I
off.
mean, he's about to turn 50, and I mean, everywhere I go, I hear the same shit. You know,
That he
like,
slays.
He slays. Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
he's just.
You know what? That's LA, man.
He slays or he sleazes. You know, that's really what it is.
What do you mean? What's
just,
the difference?
just like creeping, like the really overwhelming, like try to hump you, and you know, I mean, the only reason why that joke gets a laugh is because he's legitimately created that reputation for himself. But I don't want to be that, man. You know, I decided that fuck, man, I mean, are you still married?
Mm-mm.
No. All right. Well, I want to be able to be in a healthy relationship, and so I decided, fuck, man, it's time to start, you know, getting to work on figuring this out. And part
Did
of
you
that,
fuck more when you sobered up? Like
That was
something
probably
try to replace something?
I think, you know, like if for people who watch American football, you know, like NFL shit, you know, you've got the quarterbacks, and they'll report his completed passes versus the, you know, the attempt, the passes thrown.
Threw a lot of balls.
I think that in sobriety, my completion ratio was a lot more effective and efficient. You know,
But you didn't throw so many balls.
I still threw a lot of balls, man. I did, particularly when you're traveling on tour.
So, because that's what I'm leading to is, we do have similar, like, we're addicted to things, and you know,
Sure.
for me, fucking it's like one of the only things that I've got, you know, because I can't get hammered anymore. It just doesn't. I can't do it to the people around me. It's just not fair. But I can sleep with people, especially if my girlfriend's okay with it. But if I'm going out, because I've thought about it. At one point, I thought, you're in this game, you're trying to be, you know, famous or whatever the fuck this thing is.
Sure.
And, you know, you're kind of attractive. You know, you dropped off a little bit there. Father Time's a bitch. But you could probably still pull somebody that's somewhat cool, like, say, George Clooney's ex-girlfriend, like someone who's to me a smoking hot chick, and it's hard for smoking hot chicks to want to be attracted to me. I'm not on their level, but I have other things in my pockets that make me up there that could get me somebody like that. Now I get somebody like that, so now I get what I want. That I would think that I get somebody want. But now I'm a stand-up comic that goes on the road 3 days I'm home and the rest I'm out. So she's not around. And I can't do drugs, I can't drink, I can't do any of this other stuff. I'm in a shitty hotel room with fucking yoga straight guy, and I'm funny and I tell jokes, and fucking bitches are drunk on Saturday night, and I could probably bone them. How hard was it to not cheat?
Well, I mean, when I was in that relationship, it was it wasn't too tough, man. Like that one, I mean, I don't know. I guess like there's a lot of eyeballs on me, you know, like particularly hers, you know, and I just was like I was able to just do my thing, you know. But now after that relationship, and then I was thinking, okay, I really need to fucking figure this out, you know, like because that relationship. I mean, she was sweet and all, but we just weren't meant to be together, man. That's how I see it. And then, you know, it was when I was single. And it's like, okay, now I'm going to go on this trip. I'm not going to fool around with anybody because I want to, like, sort of start learning how to be that kind of a guy. And I couldn't fucking do it, man. You know, I couldn't not, like, best intentions. I'm a single guy. I'm not going to do it. And I failed every time.
I don't feel that. I don't know. You're a single guy. You ain't hurting anybody. That would be my only.
Correct.
If you're hurting people,
Correct. But I was barreling down a trajectory towards a miserable existence later in life, and I wanted to address that.
If you met somebody that would be a keeper, then you would want to date them, though, right? Or not?
Right. But I really believe that I wasn't. I'm not going to meet the right person until I am the right person, and so I felt like I needed to kind of address that, and that's where all the therapy and various work on that shit comes from, man. And so to answer your question in short, no, I don't have a girlfriend. I've been minding my own business and doing some work to prepare myself. I actually did just start going on some dates.
Okay. So when you date, you'll like not use a penis, that kind of thing?
Well, right. The idea is to go to approach dating and sexuality in a healthy way, and actually get to know somebody before you really attack them with your penis.
It's an interesting theory. So you're a sex addict?
I think that's safe to say. I think that, yeah.
So that's part of your therapy too?
Sure.
That's funny. I did that too.
Mm-hmm.
I completely revolted the other way, and I think I think it was a bad call. I think that things would have been easier if I was to do what you're trying to do.
Right.
Just couldn't do it. Didn't have it in me. Not as strong as you are.
Well, it's not a question of strong. I think it's a question of accepting powerlessness and you know, looking for power outside of yourself. You know?
I'm in the middle of trying to fix myself as I have a girlfriend.
Right, okay.
I've managed to not cheat anymore, which makes it easier for her to be around.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely know that the smarter way to go about it would have been to completely clear myself and then have somebody be a part of my life.
Well, I think that's great. And I'm just struck by the similarities that we share. I really think, that we're having this conversation on the air is pretty, I mean, we're both bringing some heat as far as personal shit that most people wouldn't really be outspoken about. And, you know, the shit we're talking about is really similar, man. You know?
I think it's very, very hard to hit the pause button. I mean, life doesn't work that way. To say I'm just gonna clean slate this and then, you know, fix stuff and then I'll dive back into the stream of shit of interacting with people and being around drinking, being around sex, whatever the hell it may be. It doesn't work. Life doesn't stop just because you want it to. Circumstances don't go away just because you want them to.
Right.
Know? I think you got to make the best of the available circumstances.
Right. Life doesn't stop, but you can certainly, you know, take a break. You don't have to go around like fucking everybody.
No, for sure. But like in Jason's case, if you say, hey, I want to take a step back from the sexual aspects of my life and try to get my house in order internally, well, what do you do though if the right girl comes around in the meantime? You only get so many shots with people you might real. You got to make the best of what life actually throws at you. Life is what happens while you're making other plans.
Okay.
It was,
And I mean, I mean, that's really like I guess was just a different school of thought. And again, I subscribe to the belief that the right person is going to present themselves once I'm the right person.
Mm-hmm.
And that's great. And I feel like I've made a ton of progress, man. And I'm ready to fucking blow out the rest of these dates on my schedule and dive into these other projects.
Let's promote the hell out of these dates that you could not possibly be more excited about. Toledo, Ohio, are you ready?
Yeah, well, I mean, the good news is that I'm bringing a fucking great show to Toledo,
Sure.
Ohio, and still, like after every single show, the last thing I say is that I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything until I take a photo with every single fucking person in this place that wants one, you know. And so I do like my own my own little sort of after party meet and greet, where I take a photo with every last person that wants one, which used to serve as an audition process to figure out who had the privilege of sucking my wiener that night. You know.
wow.
How would
so
that go
that's
exactly?
changed.
Right, that's changed because that's really what I didn't say before about my travel buddy who
He used to blow you.
So that much. No, he's there to help me not get my dick sucked.
Oh. Okay,
and-
so he's your cock blocker.
He's
Yeah.
a professional cock blocker.
These are-
Wow, dude, you're going. See, we have scared because I went to I went to rehab for it,
Sure.
and
Me too.
and
This
And then I-
is a very relatable problem you have.
Was it an outpatient here in LA?
no, I was in some
Oh,
place
you
in
went to
Melbourne,
Arizona? Oh, okay.
and it was so I was just in there for that,
And it was inpatient for
I
how
got
long?
hit hard in there, dude. I got hit so hard in there that because I knew I got molested when I was a kid. I didn't know until I was about 20, 25. I took a bunch of drugs and started talking to an imaginary person about my dad fucking with me, and then turns out that was the case. But my mum was like, "It wasn't your dad. It was a babysitter." And then I go to this rehab and start talking to them about all this shit. And they're like trying to find what my problem is, why I need all this. And I'm like, yeah, my fucking brother died and all this other shit. I'm sure it's that. And then it turns out that I did what's it called where they fucking make it, I don't know, fucking, but it's my dad. My dad did it.
What
I couldn't
is it?
face it. It wasn't the fucking babysitter, it was my fucking father. So I realized that, get a divorce, because she doesn't want me back. I come out going, trying to change things, I want her back. And she's like, no, I'm in love with some fucking 28-year-old, go suck yourself. So I'm like, fair enough, I deserve that. But it's my dad that's done it. He's dead. But to know all of a sudden that it's him at 40, it's almost like it's restarted everything. Like everybody who's connected to him is now my enemy. Because none of them believe it. Because, no, you know what I mean?
Right.
And he's gone, so he can't fess up to it or deny it. So there was a big boiling there where I was just like, okay, I'm now in control and more ready to explode than I've ever been in my entire life. Because now I
Right.
fucking know that I've been
Things have to get worse
Unjust.
before they get better.
right.
You
So
know?
I did the date thing because my therapist said that I should go on dates and not have sex with women. And I've never, and Steve was saying,
Did they tell you don't jack off?
yeah,
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I've been doing that too.
okay.
I've been a whole year of not jacking off, not fucking fooling around, no nothing.
You did not ejaculate for 1 year?
I don't like. I'm boiling down to the end of it right now. It's been.
When was the last time you ejaculated?
Hold on, I have an app that keeps track.
Oh man,
I-
that app can fuck off.
I think Elvis has not left the building in precisely what I'm guessing 349 days.
So you've got about
So-
2 more weeks.
Oh my
Yeah.
Do you want to come
God.
in here and we can do like a telethon?
and fucking yeah, dude. But you guys better wear a poncho.
I'm
Hey,
signed
that's an
up for
amazing
that.
amount of loads right there for sure.
Right. Yeah, and I think I actually have like cum like coursing through my veins.
Yeah, you can be like 75% cum.
Yeah, there was a smell when you walked in. I couldn't place it.
Kind of
Right.
like
That it's rad, man. You know.
you should have done this in a glass tank in Vegas.
you should,
It's a fucking magical act,
You
dude.
should David Blaine at the end.
Yeah.
Explode into
Yeah,
all
Just
cum.
come.
I'm just giving Jason Ellis fucking all the goods, man. You know.
Well, I did that. I did it for. I think I lasted about 2 months before I jerked off,
Cool, man. That's good, dude.
and it was
It's
really
not.
it was really bad. It was really, and I think the thing that I got divorced and
The pisser is at that point when you do it, it's like the most like anticlimactic
Yeah,
orgasm.
yeah.
You think it's gonna be like you feel like you're having a
No.
heart attack, and you're like, oh, it's the greatest thing in the whole world.
no, I knew it was bad from the start. It was bad starting it. It was bad finishing it. It was bad and it was sad. It was a huge. It was. I couldn't. But I mean, I got depressed. I was.
Dude, I'll tell you, man,
I couldn't
those
do
first
it.
90 days are fucked.
Like I said, you're tougher than me. I couldn't
Those
do it.
first 90 days are fucked up, man. But then it's like it's not even that big of a deal, you know. And,
Right, you got past it.
Right, and there's like a thing about where you like reprogram your brain essentially, you know, like you really like that you physically like, you know, reprogram chemically your brain somehow, and I buy into that, and I think it's great, you know, the whole like tearing it down and rebuilding, relearning it. But more than that, I think that when I do sort of decide to commit to a relationship, you know, that person deserves to know that I could really like, you know, that I'm serious enough about this. That it's like, hey, you know, like I went for this long time and I did this. So like, and it's to me that equates to trustworthiness somehow. You know, that I can be trusted to take the relationship seriously
Yeah.
and not shit on it.
Fuck
you
yeah.
know?
Right.
So dates have got to be because as I said, I did less than 2 months, and I went on one date of these dates where my therapist said, "You're not having sex. This is going to be powerful. You have the power now because you're going on a date, knowing that the outcome." Because to me, a date always meant, I wonder how quickly I can fuck this chick.
Sure.
And I know that sounds really mean, but even then, when I was doing that, I wasn't thinking about trying to get something from you. I was doing it for me.
That doesn't sound mean necessarily to me.
Well, that's because you call them meat sockets, so of course you're
right.
okay with that.
Well, right, but
You're one of the greatest misogynists of our time.
I mean, I'm just saying that was just.
Oh, I know.
That's not, you know, that's not like insulting to women at large. You know, it's not a general statement, but yeah, I mean, the idea is to find some. How soon or will not this woman fall for the old penis and the vagina trick, and
Yeah.
how fast?
Yeah, I wanted to hug afterwards too, if it's any
Right.
consolation to any of them that
Sure.
are listening. But
Right.
it's got to be. That was 2 months. That date was one of the most odd evenings of my existence.
You know what's because
it's got to be wild for you.
I just went on my first date, and
So it's only been one date.
well, yeah, I mean, I guess I could kind of qualify a couple other dates. You know, maybe I would say like 2 people, 3 dates.
Okay.
Uh,
So one of them's had 2 dates, or is the
I,
new one?
I could say that, yeah, I could say that, and I think that.
What do you do, if I may ask?
I
Do you go
mean,
to a park, or is it dinner, or is it
a
a night
lunch,
thing or a day thing?
It's
Day thing.
it's a day thing,
Oh.
you know. Like the idea is, you know what? Hey, Pendarvis, don't even sweat. I told him I wanted to be out of here at 3:30. I'm not in a rush. This is great, man. I feel like we're really broing down. And you know, you want to do like coffee, lunch, whatever, something,
Yeah.
you know, in the day. But what really I think was revealed is that, you know, for how like we live in the spotlight, or at least aim to, you know, and
Yeah.
how like the dynamic of us as like sort of presenters and communicators,
Mhm.
and then, you know, we wind up in this go on a healthy date situation, and it turns out that we're actually like fucking like 11-year-old boys that are like
Right.
fucking terrified and awkward and fucking like
Do you?
completely undeveloped in any like meaningful way to communicate on that level.
Do you explain to this date
Nah.
your position? You're not. The therapist
What-
told you you're not
what-
allowed
what-
to reveal any of this.
One yes, one no.
The first one you revealed.
Right. I mean, yeah, because it's somebody who I you know
You'd known
I've
before.
known before. Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's kind of like, oh, this is what's going on.
Oh, they
and-
know Steve-O, and they
and-
know that that you didn't have to explain. They know where you're
Right, and I mean, it's just someone who, you know, and that's why I'm almost not sure if I call it a date. You know, it's like,
Okay.
And the other one was definitely a disaster. I mean, I didn't like vocalize any of this. You know, I didn't sort of disclose.
Yeah.
But I mean, I really thought like this is a date. And then there was like, oh, can I bring my 2-year-old kid? And they're like, oh yeah, well of course, sure. And then like, you know, over the course of the lunch, it kind of came out that that this woman, is still living with the kid's father. So I was like, oh, all right, you know.
So
But
what role did she envision you playing in her life?
Diaper changer.
I mean, I don't know. I think that what it was a genuine misunderstanding about the idea that it was a date, you know. And I thought it was, and that's great. It's beautiful, you know, like no hard feelings and
No hard feelings.
It's a
I mean,
misunderstanding.
you know what?
One year of not jerking off, and I go on one date where I'm like, okay, man, this is like your interaction with the female species again. Obviously, we're not having sex, but and you're a fucking pump fake. Like, do you know how much I invested in this goddamn coffee right now? It's just like another day to you. This is fucking 350 no coming days, and you're pump faking me. This is not. Because you're insecure like I am. That hurts me. I'm not even there. I'm not you, and I'm hurt by her.
There's not. I mean, yeah, there is sort of a sense of having been deceived, and yeah. But then again, on the other hand, like I absolutely don't have any hard feelings because it was the most low stakes like trial run. I mean, this is the first one. Like I don't know what I'm doing. I really found out how little I actually know what I'm doing. You know, at the time, and it was like. Okay, cool. So that was more of a false alarm, as you know. It taught me like, wow, you know, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So there was nothing to lose, and thank God there was nothing to lose because, you know, I'm not good at that shit.
L.A. girls too, huh? And you're Steve-O.
That my therapist says is he calls it I'm double fucked. because the most important thing. I mean, like it is important to sort of find some separation, you know, and really, you know, discover somebody who has feelings for whoever I am, the real person,
right.
which requires me to separate myself from my persona, which is at the end of the day impossible. So I'm really going on an impossible mission.
Well, how do you feel like you're different from your persona?
It's a good question, man.
I can tell you because I know his persona more than I really know Steve-O because he's not. We don't like grow that hard. You're a really intelligent, caring guy,
well,
and I don't think your persona says that.
Thank you. Like I would say, meat socket is a Steve-O term. Steve over here doesn't actually say meat socket. Right. You know, like that's not.
I'm gonna use that tonight.
Right.
I'm joking.
You know, like So I mean, I guess I think that more and more
like a salami garage guy.
Yeah.
Well, you can use that.
Salami garage.
It's one of our. It's in one of our songs.
Oh my God, that's great. And I mean, I don't know. I think that as I get older, I mean, yeah, I would hate for the people listening to think, oh wow, Steve-O's really turned into a pussy now, because I don't think that's fair to say.
It's a closed-minded opinion. You're trying to fix yourself to the point where it's almost you're like a fucking monk to me. Like how far you're going, because I've faced it, dude. I've been in a position.
Well, you've been in the chemical rehab and you've been in the sex
rehab.
Right?
I went in for both.
Right.
Well, not for chemicals. I didn't. I got out. I got in. I went in there for like.
Was it the
sex,
same?
weed, and alcohol, which was really. It was in there. It was in. I went in there to get my fucking ex-wife back. Really.
All right, but you were. Was it one stop at the same time, or was it two rehabs, different issues?
Oh, okay. Well, no. I went to rehab a long time ago for like drugs and alcohol when I was like a 20.
That was like heroin and shit, right?
No, just cocaine and ecstasy. I just did it every day.
I thought you said that you'd done heroin.
I did, but I didn't. I did that. I chased the dragon a lot. I used to get hookers and chase the dragon.
Is that what the Red Dragons was all about?
No, it's not. They had nothing to do with this. But then I shot up one time with the prostitute. I got two hookers because I didn't know where to get heroin. I didn't want anyone to know, so I would only get it from hookers. So it would be shit stuff. And then obviously I smoked enough to get addicted to it.
Right.
So then I got them to shoot me up, and they ripped me off. Like they shot me up. I had sex with them. And then all of a sudden I black out and I'm in a park and it's in a place where you do not want to fucking be there by yourself as a white guy. And they left me in a park and I just sort of woke up.
In Australia?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
And they stole my money and you know, I mean I vomited, I felt sick, I had you know, I mean
What year was that?
Oh man, Tully, you wrote the book. I was 33 or something. No, that's what I meant, Andrew. I was like 30, 29, 30.
We're in the 90s somewhere here,
Alright.
mid to late 90s.
I was married to a girl in Australia who used to beat me up for smoking weed, so I thought I'll do you one better. I'll get
Alright.
addicted to heroin and fuck hookers. But yeah, it was
Alright.
such a bad experience that I never tasted it again. I didn't have to go to rehab for heroin. That was
Well, that's good, man.
yeah, the heroin.
And
the
so
needles.
it was the sex issue that you were in rehab for when you and I were on the air talking about your sobriety. Right, so they were just telling you as a part of like addressing sexual acting out that you should be completely sober.
When I first got divorced, I drank one time that made me think I might go back to where I was. So I went in there for that as well, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
Well, yeah, I mean, anytime that you're trying to address some sort of an addiction issue, it's not a good idea to really be piling a lot of mind-altering substances into your body. So.
Massive problems, dude. I get to the root of the problem, and all the rest of it fades away. It doesn't matter which one.
Did you get into meditation at all?
I tried to go. And I've tried to go to my first transcendental meditation class on Sunday, and my kid's soccer game went too long, so we actually had a babysitter and it all planned out, and like I'm watching the game go, and I'm looking at the clock, and I'm like. Because right at this point, I'm having like this huge war with my ex-wife, and her parents hate me, and it's like I'm dying right now.
Crucial. Even if when you're doing it, you don't feel like it's like working, or it just doesn't matter. Just do it, because over the course of any extended duration, like the evidence is just undeniable. The results are undeniable.
I heard Stern say it a long time ago that his mother was suicidal, and she did it, and she's never been happier.
He was 18, and she got him onto it. Yeah, I've been doing it since June of 2013, and I absolutely love it. I would just have no interest in finding out what happens if I stop doing it.
Right, that's when my friend Joel Madden said to my girlfriend. He's like, you got to get him in there, because me and Joel are kind of similar when it comes to up and down people. And he was like, he needs to get in there because she knows that I'm dealing with a lot of shit right now.
Absolutely, and I didn't take the sexual sobriety or the relationships. I didn't have any real urge to grow up and learn how to be healthy in a relationship until I started meditating. I mean, it was meditating brought about. An inability to reconcile the behavior that had been going on for so long, and I was like, "Fuck! Now I got to do something." I'm so glad I did. And where's your spot? Is it the David Lynch Foundation?
I didn't get to go. It was this Sunday.
So what do you mean didn't get to go? I mean, so what? You reschedule it?
Yeah. So another Sunday. I don't know. My girlfriend.
Is that where it's at? The David Lynch Foundation?
I don't know. My girlfriend organized it. I'm just getting in a car and going. She's going to say, "Go left, go right," and then
they're going to tell you to bring a flower and a piece of fruit and a White Claw.
No, I did not hear about that yet.
All right. Well,
we were just going to show up. I didn't have any fruit with me.
All right.
Or a flower. Does that mean I'm going to the wrong one?
I don't think so, but I think that's going to be, like, if it's transcendental meditation, then that means that it's as taught by Guru,
Okay.
Yeah.
Look, I figure it can't.
Maharishi Mahesh Yogi.
I do whatever it takes, man.
Dude, it's awesome.
I just want to be happy.
It's awesome, dude. It's it's not gonna it's not gonna make your life perfect, but it's gonna fucking help, man. It's awesome.
That's all. Just a little bit of help. I like up and down. I kind of embraced myself, but I would like it to be a little more less dangerous.
I think that kind of answers the question I was going to ask. Like, so you can talk about the things you've taken away from your life, drugs, alcohol, sex, whatever. Like, what are the driving forces? What are the additions that are driving your life now?
Meditation's been huge. I mean, like the whole recovery thing. You sort of lead people. You bring newer people down the path that you're on, which is great. And mostly I've gotten more focused on Steve-O shit. I'm sure I've been on tour as a comedian, but and here's the thing. And this is sort of. It should go without saying that in the time leading up to when I got into meditation, there was a real dark period there because I knew very well that they were making a Jasckass movie without us. The whole bad grandpa thing. And it was like, oh, fuck, man. While I knew that whole thing was going on, and I think it's probably fair to assume that the other guys felt pretty similarly. It's like, wow, okay, so now it's time to get ready to adjust to life as the Jackson 4. the fucking NSYNC motherfuckers who aren't Justin Timberlake, you know? Like, we got dusted in making a Jackass movie.
It's so
without
crazy.
us.
I didn't think about that until right now, and it makes perfect sense.
Right, I was
Yeah.
fucking bummed, man.
Yeah.
I was bummed, and I was trying to pitch a TV show where I was like, hey guys, you know, I miss the days when I could go out and do pranks on the street, and it wasn't like, oh, there's Steve-O, you know?
Yeah.
Because that sort of element of Jackass kind of fell away, and I was like, I feel I've got all these fucking great ideas for pranks, but I'm too recognizable to do them, so I want to put together like a dream team of like fucking talented pranksters who still aren't super recognizable and send them out to do my bidding. And it was kind of like I took it around and pitched it to the networks, and they were like, you know, I kind of felt like what they were hearing is Steve-O wants his own TV show where he doesn't do shit, you know? And I was banging my head against the wall. And the guys that I was going to try and put on this show were like the fucking greatest pranksters on YouTube. These like super fucking badass guys with millions and millions of people watching their videos every time. And so I hooked up with these guys, and I was trying to sort of, you know, woo them to get this show going. But what happened was they introduced me to this YouTube culture. And I was thinking about it like, oh my God, man, am I going to go from having made Paramount Pictures feature films to uploading YouTube videos? Like, this is the most depressing demotion I can possibly think of.
Yeah.
But I said, fuck it, you know, because I was so frustrated, and I was just so depressed about the bad grandpa thing. And it was like, you know, fuck it, man, I'm so sick of waiting for this TV show. I said, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna make a YouTube channel. I'm just gonna do it. And this happened right at the same time. Like, I started meditating, and then fucking I got into therapy, and then I picked up the camera, learned how to edit for the very first time. And about 1 year ago exactly, I launched my YouTube channel, and fucking overnight, by collaborating with these big guys.
Is that steveo.com? Oh, it's not.
Steveo.com is my website, but it's youtube.com/Steveo is my main channel.
Okay.
And I mean, I launched this channel, like, in less than 24 hours, I had 120,000 subscribers, and like no time flat, I had over 2 million. And
That pays, right?
I mean, sure, some, yeah. But I was really just like, fucking, I'm so sick of waiting for somebody to fucking give me the green light and approve me doing something.
Once again, I'm completely relating to you. I don't even fucking care anymore.
I just don't even want fucking to get accepted or fucking approved of. Just give me a fucking camera. I'm gonna go out and do my thing.
Right.
And I went out and I filmed all this great shit, and I put up these videos, and fucking, it was just overnight, you know, overnight. And I've proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that I'm as crazy as I fucking ever have been. And when I launched this YouTube channel, as depressing as it was at the time, I didn't even realize the YouTube culture is a serious fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think what we're looking at right now is the most significant generation gap that we've ever seen in the media. I mean, like, you've got kids are watching YouTube, and they don't know who fucking Johnny Depp is, and adults are like, you know, watching TV and shit. And like, there's just this disconnect. And now Dancing with the Stars has this fucking YouTube girl who uploads makeup tutorials as one of the celebrities on Dancing with the Stars because they need YouTubers to fight. They're trying to bring the YouTube generation to view Dancing with the Stars, and that's how serious it is.
I saw a news story not that long ago. They asked young kids,
Right.
their biggest celebrities. I think DiCaprio came in like 10th. And
Right.
the top 9 were YouTube celebrities.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, ages 12 to 18, they fucking don't know who Johnny Depp is. They know who fucking YouTubers are. And like, I didn't even realize this. I just thought, fuck it, man. I'm gonna just do it. Fuck it. I'm just to give myself the sanity of knowing that I'm doing something.
Yeah.
And what happened was, as soon as I launched this channel overnight, the fucking phone starts ringing, and like, you know, all these fucking agents. Like, agencies are like, hey, we want to represent Steve-O in the digital space, you know? Because I had fired the fuck out of the agents who represented me in everything except for stand-up comedy, because they weren't doing shit. They were taking a nap, and it was like, they were just not doing shit. And so I said, you know what? Like, I'm fucking fired, and all I want is one agent representing me for stand-up, and that's it. So I was free in every other area. And then I start doing YouTube. Now they want to talk to me. And so I go and meet with these agencies, and this one, I just want to fucking say I'm so grateful for them, because this one agent wanted to represent me so bad, without even having me as a client. This guy didn't even represent me, and he's like, hey dude, I made some calls. I know that I don't represent you, but if you're down in a couple days, fucking, they'd love to have you in Atlanta to act in a fucking movie, you know, acting in a scene with Samuel L. Jackson. You know, this movie with Jessica Alba and fucking...
What movie's that?
It's called Barely Lethal, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to do that. And so I go out and I fucking film this awesome, funny movie with Sam Jackson and shit. And I'm like, you know what? You guys fucking showed me what's up. And now I signed with that agent, and picking up the fucking camera for YouTube out of frustration has led to now I've got this fucking awesome agent who's like putting me in movies, and now they're working on making like my own fucking movie. You know, like, and
You're a movie as you being you, or
my own like. Think like I mean I don't even want to call it like Borat or Bad Grandpa, but there's no way around. I'm gonna address my bucket list of fucking fucked up crazy stunts and pranks, and a lot of it's shit I've done before, but just on a higher level. You know, think like Mega Ramp, but the new edition, and but just take all this shit and do the fucking really push myself further than I've ever gone.
like Jackass without everybody else. Your
right,
shit.
but instead of having everybody else like actually bring it into a narrative, you know. And so when I go and do a fucked up stunt, yeah, we'll have like hidden cameras and capture fucking reactions, you know, so that we've got that element. Script a bunch of it too, but yeah, like it's an actual story.
Will you have some of those guys on there? I can tell a lot of people calling. They want to know if you hang out with Chris Pontius and stuff like that.
I love all the Jackass guys.
Okay.
Man. I absolutely love all the good Jackass guys, and there's I haven't even gotten that far. I'm not talking about a project that's happening right now. I'm talking about a project that we're pulling together, and my agent's fucking fired up, and I have every fucking bit of confidence that he'll make it happen.
Makes sense to me, man.
And so I mean, it hasn't happened yet, but like I said in the beginning, I'm dying to retire on my fucking comedy on a special. So I'm working on trying to pitch a comedy special. I'm working on fucking having my own movie, and I'm working on producing a documentary. So if any of those three projects goes down, my next year will be great, and I'll be able to stay in one, you know, mostly in one fucking spot, so I can learn how to be in a relationship.
Now,
And like life's good, man. I'm fucking really hopeful that the dip you were talking about isn't my future.
you mentioned being, you know, more than a little bit weird about the Bad Grandpa thing. Now, wasn't that Jackass Presents?
It was Jackass Presents.
Now, how does that your Jackass?
No, he's not.
No, I'm not exactly.
Sorry to
Right.
answer your question for you, but no, he's Steve-O.
I'm Steve-O, yeah.
So who's Jackass?
I'm an employee of
Jeff Tremaine.
Right, yeah. Jackass
Johnny Knoxville.
is Knoxville, Spike Jones, and Jeff Tremaine. Like, I don't have any ownership in the name, and like, and whatever. I mean, like who cares? Like, I'm not ungrateful for. I'm not ungrateful.
I don't think that they're like sneaky people trying to rip people off. I've dealt with those guys. Jeff Tremaine's a fucking cool guy.
Right, that's just how it works. And I'm not talking bad about Knoxville or Bad Grandpa or Jackass or anything, man.
You're being honest about what you thought when you saw it, which is fucking. I've never looked at it like that because I wasn't in Jackass. I completely fucking get that. Because, hey man, where's the next sequel? That's my fucking livelihood. I'm Steve-O from Jackass. Now it's Jackass with no Steve-O. Did you just fire me?
Right.
I know you didn't really mean that, but you guys are trying to branch out.
That's exactly what it fucking felt like. Right. And it was tough, man. It was really fucking hard. And I mean, I can't speak for the other guys. I think that it's safe to say the other guys are pretty fucking bummed too. And like here, I've from day one, I had my own tour right from when Jackass was a TV show. I went out on my own tour because I was like, wow, you guys just gave me this this education in what is and isn't allowed on TV. Now I'm gonna go out on tour and do everything I'm not allowed to do on TV on stage, and I had a fucking blast, and I put out my own DVD series, and I had like various my own TV shows, and whatever. Like I've kind of established myself separate from Jackass. I mean, I'm still Steve-O from Jackass, but like if they put me on TMZ, like they'll just call me Steve-O, and that feels good, But I can only imagine for some of the other guys, man. Like fuck, like what a bummer, what a fucking bummer. And now like thanks to YouTube, I mean of all things, fucking YouTube, and just for not jacking off for the last year. Just because I haven't jacked off for the last year, I mean I've been more active with the social media. Fuck. From when I started meditating in June, I remember I hit 1 million followers on Facebook in July of 2013, and right now I think I'm 7.5 million. And that's just from paying attention to it. Like just actually. So to answer your question, what am I replacing? What's been taken away? I'm just fucking focused on getting shit done, and that's what's going on, man. Like I'm you know, whatever. I've been just attentive to.
The SeaWorld thing was
Well, thanks, man.
fucking awesome.
I appreciate that.
I
For people-
really like that.
For people who don't know,
Yeah, well, I fucking climbed up on a highway sign that read SeaWorld Drive, and when I was done with it, it said SeaWorld sucks. And that, you know, and then more recently, even than that, in the wake of this this news story about iCloud hackers leaking celebrity nude photos, and then even more recently, a TMZ story that said now male celebrities are panicking about having their nude photos.
Fuck off! How dare you use the word panicking?
Well, that's what they said. They said they were
Like, fucking,
panicking.
here's my dick. Move on.
Right. Well, that's exactly what I said. I said, you know what? I actually reached out to somebody whose number I have from TMZ, and I said, you know what?
You should tell them to come and talk about this show. It'd be great.
I said, you know what? I was just got off an airplane. I was in the bathroom taking a piss, and I looked in the mirror, and I felt like my dick looked pretty good.
Yeah.
And then it occurred to me, like, you know, this whole story you guys just ran this morning, and I decided, fuck it. I'm going to go hike on up to the Hollywood sign. I'm going to go ahead and do a fucking dick pic, fucking galore, just hilarious photos. I'm going to load up my iCloud with fucking hilarious nude photos of my dick up close, and I don't give a fuck. And I'm gonna fucking, let's see how good the hackers are. And I'm fucking, like, they put it on TMZ, like, Steve-O challenges hackers to come get my dong. And it was like, I don't care, you know, I
They
like,
would have hacked it if it wasn't in like 4 different movies.
right,
And
I mean,
if you ever go to Dick House, you
right.
can't dodge his dick and every other fucking assholes that's on there.
But, well, of course, you know, but the thing is, like, and this just speaks to the fact that I'm fucking just as gnarly as I ever was, because, like, I mean, yes, I'm a reckless motherfucker. My dick's been out there, you know, and, like, I've had an iPhone for 6 years now, and there are thousands of pictures amongst which, among which I'm sure there's a lot of embarrassing moments to be fucking, but I don't fucking take myself too seriously. I think I can handle. You know, it would be really.
I kind of want to see your dick now that I know he hasn't jerked it off for a year. What's that look like?
It doesn't look any different.
Oh, okay.
it's very twitchy.
Appreciate it.
But you know, like what I was thinking about, like if they did get in, like what would I be most embarrassed of? And they were like, you know, when I was getting my fucking, like one of my sets of ridiculous fucking fake teeth, you know, like when they like grind down your teeth and then they put like, you know, you still have your real tooth, but they just grind it down and they attach like the fake outside of it, you know? And before they actually put on the fucking veneer or the crown, you've got this fucking like
Weird baby teeth?
not just fuck and like picture that's what I imagined I would be like embarrassed of, you know, like because I would be in the dentist chair and like take a picture like oh no, but like whatever, dude, fuck man, I don't take myself that seriously. But here's the thing: after I did that challenge and the TMZ story comes out, then I'm like, oh fuck, dude, I didn't even think about like my bank accounts, my email, you know. And so I spent like the last week like highly fucking stressed out, fucking changing fucking.
Are you one of these panicking Hollywood stars?
No, I don't give a fuck about the photos, dude. I don't give a fuck about the photos, but I've been like, oh no, man. Like, what about my fucking emails, you know? Like, my Twitter got hacked fucking promptly the next morning. And even though I tweeted, like, you know, congratulations to the douche who hacked my email, that fucking was a cool hacker. You know, that guy was a cool hacker. Like, I actually kind of digged what he was doing.
What did he do?
And I shouldn't have called him a douche. I should have given him props, and I shouldn't have blocked him. He was just fucking having a good time. And he even, like, managed to direct message me from my own account saying, Steve-O, hey, man, I've been a huge fan for years. This was just for some fucking LOLs, you know?
What a champion.
What a fucking rad dude.
And then gave it back?
And he didn't give it back. My publicist reached out to Twitter, and they got it back for me.
Okay.
But I got it back, and then I'm just like fucking figuring. iCloud's got a rad thing if you've got an iPhone or Apple. Like it's called two-step verification. So you register trusted devices, which is only one phone and one iPad, and then you have your password. When you put in your password, it says which device do you want the 4-digit code sent to. And so you put in your password, you click the device, and then as soon as you click it, boom, it's on your fucking phone. And then you plug in the 4 numbers into your thing. So it's no slower. And that two-step verification process, I believe is fucking epic. And I changed all my passwords, and then then I go and I have dinner with my accountant. I'm like, so I did this thing. So I did this thing, and maybe like, nah. And they're like, wow, you're an idiot. You know, so they're like, here's what we got to worry about is someone filing a fucking. I don't even know why I'm saying this in there, but like someone filing like a fraudulent tax return. Somebody could go and like take your information and file a tax return as you, indicating a gargantuan refund, and then claim the refund.
Like SeaWorld or something.
Even well, not SeaWorld, but like a hacker. You know.
I'm
like
just saying, you're so likable. The only person I can see that would actually be bitter at you that much would be SeaWorld.
Oh, all right. Well, now I see.
Because that was a sweet kick in the dick. I loved it.
Well,
Fuck those guys.
That's where that's now I understand where you're coming from. But then there's other things. Someone can apply for credit as me, and then fucking apply for credit, and then go fucking buy a house or some shit. You know. I mean, so I don't know. I've just been spent the last week like I'm grateful that I pulled that fucking stupid stunt, even as much stress as it caused. Because like it brought about a learning curve, like with urgency. I got educated about how to protect my fucking shit, you know, and I think that's something everybody should do.
I just noticed the fanny pack.
The fanny pack. Yeah, it's a dick bag.
Gotcha.
I'm giving it a shot, man. You know.
You're giving it. He doesn't need his dick anymore, so he's just resting that thing over the top of it.
Yeah, dude. But anyway, man, what if, I've been very candid in this interview and shared a lot of stuff that I try to not necessarily say in the press. And it
Well,
feels
don't worry. None of them are listening. It's not going to come out.
Right.
You might have TNZ's number, but they don't have ours.
I mean, whatever, man. Like, I dig it. And I feel like, I got a lot of respect for you, man,
Well, back at you, man.
And I'm real happy to see you guys doing well. And, and I've, like I said, man, everything I've been talking about, I am, like, in such a better place than I was, I mean, a year ago I was coming out of it. But I plan to go to my fucking, I literally scheduled my sex addict fucking rehab. I did, I did like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally deliberately scheduled it for when Bad Grandpa came out. Because it was such a fucking dark time for me. I couldn't bring myself to go fucking, to show up at that premiere, to go fucking, I just could not do it. So I was like, you know what, I want to fucking, I want to like, I want to fucking learn how to be in a healthy relationship, and I'm just going to, just like I approached drugs and alcohol, I'm going to go to fucking full lengths to fucking do that, and so that I can have a good life and a healthy relationship. And that's going to start with fucking sex rehab. I don't give a fuck, and that's going to happen so that I don't have to be at that fucking premiere.
I get it. I pitched a show with
and
all
again,
those guys, and it didn't get picked up.
I
I didn't like them because it didn't get picked up, because they said that we should have Bam and Tony in it. And I was like, man, really? Like, all this way to here, now you're saying I need those two to help me? And one of them didn't show up, and the other one wasn't there for the other one was on his goddamn phone texting people with a random whore. Like, not his girlfriend, a random whore. I'm sorry if she's listening. She's not. But I'm like, man, this is my only shot. Yeah, you're already famous.
Tony Hawk's very unprofessional.
Oh my God.
Oh shit! I should clarify once again.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it is, and man, like, cut yourself some slack, man, because I think you're doing great, and I think that it might be safe to say that even if that did pan out, then you
wouldn't have done anything anyway.
Well, you would be what do you call it? You'd be one downing yourself in the actual show. You'd probably spend the whole show being like, oh, I'm not fucking these guys, like these guys are up here and I'm down here, and you would like resent the show itself.
Their angle was their names are going to get you in the door for your time to shine.
You know what? And that's true too. It depends on.
Because I was bringing my A game. They were not.
I mean, that I agree with 100%. I think that that's the reality of what would have happened. But I think your perspective on it would be, I am less than in this situation, and that would have hurt you.
You know what? I wonder if I could actually transform myself to think that, because at that time and at this time, I still think that just being in the ranks with them is still
Sure,
an honor. You know?
sure.
Like, I know the channel's been changed to Faction with Jason Ellis, but I was just on Tony's show that's going to air tomorrow.
And of course.
He's Tony Hawk, I'm not.
Of course. And fucking power to you, because that is the reality. But I just know you and your history of one downing yourself into the less than position.
Right.
And I think that therapy is evidently working well for you because you've got that healthier outlook on it now, and I haven't seen you do that before.
Well, then, yeah, you know, there's a lot of things that I think it really, therapy is working.
I think fucking stick
it's
with
gonna
it,
go a
man,
lot more.
because it's fucking always broken my heart to sit here and listen to you bash yourself and to go like on this bipolar, like I'm the greatest, I'm the worst, I'm the greatest, I'm the worst, and nowhere reasonable in between, you know?
Yeah, well,
And
that still happens.
You sound great to me, man.
I'm doing better.
Do you have any plans for your first orgasm in over a year?
I don't, man. I don't.
It has to be in a relationship, right? You fall
No,
in love and then you do
I'm
it.
gonna, I'm gonna fucking, I'm not gonna sit around and wait forever. I'm gonna fucking go a year and then I'm gonna fucking rub one out. And
Okay.
I think the plan is I'm gonna take a picture of it.
You come fast, right?
Historically, my powerful imagination, I think, is, I don't know what it is, but yeah, I've done some pretty pitiful efforts.
You should definitely jerk off a lot before you fall in love.
I mean, whatever, man. Like, that's not, you know.
I'm fucking with you. She really loves you. She won't mind if you come 5 times before she does.
Right. I mean, I think that it's gonna be. I'm just hopeful, man. Like I was saying before, I was starting to say, everything that I've been talking about, you know, I probably overshared, and that's what we do. You know, like we say too much, and we generally probably regret it a lot of the time.
That's why I can't listen to the show. Will tells me, listen to the show so you can learn stuff. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll listen when I'm cool with fart jokes, but as soon as I start pouring it out, I'm like, oh.
Right. I don't want to fucking.
I can say it, but I can't hear it back.
Right. Okay. Me too. I relate to that totally. But even though I don't want to hear it, and even though I shouldn't have said it, you know, a lot of it, the fact is the substance of what I have shared on this show today really, even though I don't want anything to do with it afterwards, is the reality is I'm really hopeful that you know I'm in a good place and I've got fucking good shit happening.
And it helps people, dude.
I wouldn't have fucking bought a house, dude, if I wasn't trying to grow up like this, you know?
Yeah.
I just got my first house. I feel like I'm gonna have my first, like, real, like, healthy relationship. I feel like I got my career, like, you know, in a good place where, like, some fucking big shit is very likely to happen for me. And, you know, and the whole lifestyle of going around fucking on tour and telling jokes about how great it is to have 3 chicks suck your dick at the same time. And you know, like, I don't have to fucking do that anymore. I can retire all that, and I can not fucking travel, and I can work on real projects.
The
and be in
comedy
one
thing.
place.
I love to, because I don't see you very often. I see you're, I'm going to be a comedian. I'm on my way to, I am now a comedian, and I'm looking forward to this thing to end. It's, because I've heard comics say it's a hard road. And, I mean, you've had a hard life,
Right.
but then at one point, to me, I had a hard life, and then I got myself into a privileged life.
Right.
And it's almost like the hard life didn't exist for a minute, because when I went back to hard life, I was not fucking prepared for that.
Right.
And even though at one point it was far worse than it's ever been on the worst day. But
Right.
I think you've lived like 10, 15 years of everybody, I get whatever I want, whenever I want it. And now there's like a reality that like everybody else deals with that. A lot of people, like, sometimes I bitch about stuff where I know everyone else listening is going, if I had your fucking life for 2, you fucking ungrateful prick. You know what I mean? I know it. And I still can't let it, I can't put the gate down. It still comes out, oh, boob, you don't even know about my fucking, like, dude,
Right.
shut up. But dude, saying what you say on the radio today, to me, the number one thing that allows me to keep doing it every day is maybe not 100, maybe not 10, but one person, dude, one real life, one real human being is listening right now who can relate to this, and he'll make an adjustment, and he might change his life. He might have kids. He might have a girlfriend that he will treat differently for the rest of his life because you were honest. So if you have to go under the bus to help somebody, then I say it's worth it.
Fuck yeah, and it's not like what am I gonna wind up in a relationship with somebody and then this is gonna fucking, like, you know, burn me later? Like, might as well fucking go under the bus now.
Yeah, I would say, like, squirting beer out of your ass is way worse than this radio show.
Well,
You're fine.
thank you, man. That means a lot to me. And
This probably qualifies as image rehab. It's I can see as that is.
I mean, on a lot of levels. But in any case, man, I'm glad to see you guys doing well. This fucking studio is super dope.
Cool.
And,
I like my couch.
Yeah, man.
You don't like it, do you?
It's not a couch, it's a bench, and I like it a lot.
Well, you know why I made it not comfortable? Because I didn't want people to get too comfortable and not pay attention. I wanted it to be stiff so people could stay upright and talk.
Oh,
That's why it's not
so
comfortable.
I mean, I didn't even notice the headphones over there. It seemed
Yeah.
like more of a spectator thing.
No, when we have extra guests.
All right.
Sometimes when we
When-
have, like,
when-
if we had a band in or something.
When it's a real shit show.
Yeah, there's tons of people
When
everywhere.
you've got more people than can possibly make good radio.
That's when that bench comes in handy. Your website is, of course, stevo.com. You're going to be doing comedy this month in Toledo, Lexington, Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, and Knoxville, Tennessee.
Knoxville's off the schedule. Fuck Knoxville. No. Not fuck Knoxville or not fuck Knoxville, Tennessee. But just like I said, man, that gig came into question because the club went out of business and then got promptly repurchased by somebody. So they said, oh, no, there's no club. I said, cool, I don't want to do the dates. And then they said, oh, the new club owner wants to keep the date. I said, fuck the date. Yeah.
Beautiful. So 3 more weekends. This may be people's last chance to see you doing stand-up.
Right, and then the schedule goes on, and I have dates booked out to March, not as heavily, but yeah, man, if I'm coming to your neck of the woods, man, come and see me. And I'm not trying to. I have become a comedian, and I am burned out, and I'm looking for a break, but I'm not done with it forever, man. By any means, I'm just fucking taking a break.
Thanks for being on the show, dude.
Thank you for having me.
Stevo.com, ladies and
A
gentlemen.
lot of love.
Don't die.